I'm Local12.com digital sports columnist and editor Richard Skinner after the Bengals dropped the preseason opener at the Philadelphia Eagles 34-27. If you were looking for some good, you got it right off the bat with the first-team offense. You wanted them to play. You wanted the starters to play. Well, you got what you wanted. Joe Burrow was really, really good. 9 of 10. Missed his first pass of the night, completed his last 9. 9 of 10, 122 yards. Led touchdown drives on the only 2 drives that he was in the game. Touchdown pass to Tanner Hudson on drive 1, which came after a touchdown to Jamar Chase was nullified by a penalty on Lucas Patrick for tripping. And then another touchdown, an out route to Jamar Chase. They turned up the sideline and finished off a long touchdown for him. And the Bengals led 14-7 after the starters went out. The defense, though, another story. The defensive starters were a disaster. They've been the talk of camp, the whole defensive unit. And they rightfully so. They've played great in training camp. And they played great against this particular offense. Well, they didn't play so great tonight. And keep in mind, Jalen Hurts didn't play, Saquon Barkley didn't play, Devontae Smith didn't play, A.J. Brown didn't play, Lane Johnson didn't play. The vast majority of the starters on offense for the Eagles didn't play. Granted, the Bengals were down arguably 2 starting corners. Cam Taylor-Britt didn't play, Dax Hill didn't play, and obviously Trey Hendrickson is still holding in. But there's some stuff to clean up. Myles Murphy looked like he got completely blown out of a hole on a 38-yard Will Shipley run on the Eagles' first drive of the game. But it was 14-7 after the Bengals' offensive starters went out. And then when the Bengals' defensive starters went out, the guys that came in to back them up were probably even worse. Eagles went on to score the last 17 points of the first half, took a 24-14 lead into halftime, and the Bengals really never came back from that. Jake Browning throwing an ugly interception on a screen pass in the third quarter. He was done for the night at that point. Desmond Ridder, the UC product, did come in, threw a nice pass to another UC player, a 48-yarder to Jamoy Mays. The Bengals ended up driving 92 yards, scored a touchdown when Hudson caught his second touchdown pass of the night. That cut it to 34-27. They did get the ball back again on their own 20, but turned it over on downs on 4th and 9 with just under 2 minutes to go. Again, the final score really wasn't indicative. Again, the offense did exactly what you hoped. I know you were probably holding your breath about Burrow. Would he get hit? I thought the offensive line held up really well. They did do a lot of quick passes, got out of his hands fast. Joe processes fast as well. Chase Brown mixed in a handful of good runs, the handful of times he touched it. Taj Brooks looked like he ran the ball pretty well. The stats won't show it. I think he was 10 for 26, but did have some nice runs. Just didn't have a bunch that popped on the night. There were a couple of big special teams penalties as well. DJ Ivey ruled for offsides on a field goal attempt that allowed Philadelphia to keep a drive going. And then McKinley Jackson called for roughing the snapper on another field goal attempt. That allowed Philly to continue to keep a drive going. Instead of getting 3 points to make it 30-17, they got a touchdown that went up 34-17, and that was simply too much for the Bengals to come back from. Lots to clean up on defense. Certainly great stuff from the offense. They're expected to play perhaps a full half in the second preseason game against Washington. I would guess we will probably see the defensive starters play that long. Maybe that will give them a chance to work on some adjustments during the course of a game, fix some of the things that ailed them, because, again, that unit just did not look good across the board. There were some good moments on the defensive side. Shamar Stewart, the rookie, flashed. He had a nice interception by Joe Giles Harris, a deep roster linebacker, probably technically a guy who's on the outside looking in. Got up and actually ran it in for a touchdown, but was ruled to have been touchdown. It was an impressive run. Jermaine Burton had a good punt return, a 32-yarder in which he weaved his way through some traffic. So, again, despite the loss, and you're really not marking preseason games by wins or losses, you're marking it by performance. Give the starting offense an A+, give the starting defense a D, give the rest probably in there somewhere of a C, and you got what you got from tonight's game. So the Bengals lose the preseason opener 34-27 against Philadelphia. They are back on the practice field Saturday and Sunday, and then they've got 4 more practices next week. So they got 6 padded practices between this game and the Washington game. That's a whole lot of chances to get better in a practice setting. Let's see if the defense at least can carry that over to the field come Monday, August the 18th, when they play at the Washington Commanders.